Hey, hey, hey. Welcome in. Thankfully, things are going okay right now. For those of y'all just joining us, my name is Meteorologist Shane Smith. I am based out of London, Kentucky, and we're tracking some strong, but thankfully, fingers crossed, prayers up, knocking on wood, not severe thunderstorms right now. And that's some good news. We do have some thunder rumbling into the region. We do have some lightning with some of these storms, especially west of Richmond, but we're going to switch the radar out and show you a little bit why our severe threat here in Kentucky may not be as bad. And that's because down to our south, good for us, not good for them. We have tornado warnings breaking out across Tennessee and Alabama. The energy that is being sucked up by those storms to our south may lower our chances of severe weather tonight here in eastern Kentucky, which is some good news. We're not in the all clear just yet, but if we can get through about the next hour without a warning, I think we're going to be doing okay tonight, because a lot of that energy is getting sucked up by those storms down to the south. You can see here in the bluegrass, we do have a decent little storm moving towards Somerset, just your garden variety thunderstorm, extending all the way from Frankfort down through Danville, down along 27 towards Science Hill. The worst of it's back over towards Columbia and Jamestown, down to Burkesville, and then down into Tennessee, just west of Knoxville, over towards Crossville and McKinnonville. They're seeing tornado warnings, and there's some tornado warnings near and just east of Huntsville. So those storms off to the south may be still in enough energy and disrupting the atmosphere enough that we may just get away with a few strong thunderstorms tonight. And I am going to be A-okay with that. I don't think anybody is going to complain if we don't get severe weather tonight. I know I, for one, would be happy with just some garden variety thunderstorms. If we're going to get anything, I would much rather get just some regular thunderstorms instead of severe weather. So that is the good news. Don't want to put our guard down just yet. Let's see how these storms interact with the atmosphere here in the Cumberland Valley as they move in. Sun did break out after that first round this afternoon. But as of right now, we are doing pretty good. I was checking out the velocities on the radar a little bit earlier. Not looking too bad right now. We can take a look at some of those. Some gusts possible 40 to 50 miles per hour. So it's not to say that they're not going to be strong thunderstorms. We will put the old radar scope velocity tool up here in just a second. So let me, we can dive into this storm down towards Somerset right now. And there may be some gusts pushing 50. I'm seeing a few readings higher than that, but I don't always trust them from that distance. Part of the reason is we're a long way from that radar site. One of the things that I plan on talking to some of the local officials about is we've got a little bit of a radar hole in Lake Cumberland. That's about 90 miles from, say, around between Stearns and Monticello to the radar site in Jackson. But that is the radar that is supposed to cover the Lake Cumberland region. That's a long distance. That radar beam shooting about 8 kilometers off the ground at that point. So With that, the radar tends to overshoot Lake Cumberland a little bit. It's what we call a little bit of a radar hole. The beam overshoots the lowest levels of the atmosphere. So that can sometimes cause us not to get the best data out of Lake Cumberland. I would love to see a radar site in Somerset. I know that'd be a pretty significant investment. You'd have to have somebody to upkeep it. It'd probably get split between Louisville and Jackson for the care and maintenance. And I know budgets are tight across the National Weather Service right now, but I think with this storm we saw on Friday, we need better radar data down here. Now, thankfully, right now, we are doing okay. We do have one severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. That is going to include Garrett and Madison County. That goes until 9:15, seeing Doppler estimated wind gusts 60 miles per hour. So that does include Crab Orchard and Stanford and the city of Berea. So if you know folks in Berea, just let them know, hey, we got a low-end severe thunderstorm heading our way. Not the end of the world, just a typical severe thunderstorm, but we want to go ahead and seek shelter, get inside, get away from windows. Don't need to go to our tornado safe place on this one, but definitely just want to be inside. And it's already starting to rain in Berea. It's getting late, so hopefully the kids aren't out playing in this mess right now. Let me change that. I forgot to update that earlier, and I'm glad we are at possible instead of likely. So right now, a lot of folks asking, how's the weather looking? Austin, thanks for watching. Hope, thanks for watching. Robert, Ethan, thanks for watching. Right now, we're just watching and waiting. We'll see how this storm develops as it pushes towards I-75, but right now, just garden variety thunderstorms. We do have one warning up in for Berea, up in the southern end of Madison County. This little part of the storm right here, just past Stanford, is starting to bow out just a little bit. Let me draw that up on the map. And anytime you get a little bowing segment within a line like that, that's an indicator that the wind is trying to shoot forward out of the parent thunderstorm. You're seeing some strong downdrafts pushing that wind on out. And that can likely cause some gusty winds in excess of maybe 60 miles per hour. So remember, to get a thunderstorm to actually be classified as severe, it has to have 58 mile per hour winds or 50 knots, or 1-inch diameter hail. Those are the two things that make a thunderstorm severe. This is definitely more on the hail side of things than on the wind side of things than the hail side of things. You got to forgive me if a little bit of word salad right now, folks. It's been a long couple of days, but thankfully the weather is calming down and cooling down a little bit. We switched over to the radar site out of Jackson just to see what's going on, slice into this storm over by Berea in a little bit more detail. A lot of lightning showing up between Lancaster and Stanford. That's also a good indicator that the storm is on the stronger side of thing. Every one of the plus signs you see there is an indication of cloud-to-ground lightning. So a fair amount of lightning just west of Berea. This storm is pushing off to the east, and it is moving at about 55 miles per hour. So we can put a little bit of a storm track on that little bowing segment within the storm, see where some of the strongest wind is going to end up. So this is pushing about due east. So we'll stretch it that way at 55 miles per hour. Some of the places within the path of the storm include Mance in the next 6 minutes, Paint Lick coming up at about 8:50, Wallacestown at about 8:52, Slate Lick and Boone here in about 15 minutes. That'd be about 8:56. Berea also at about 8:56. Dreyfus right around or just past the top of the hour. Clover Bottom a little bit beyond that, and eventually, if it holds together, folks in Beattyville may see this within about an hour or so. So that is pushing off to the east right now at about 55 miles per hour. For folks down in Pulaski County, I know a lot of y'all are probably a little anxious right now because we do have a strong thunderstorm, but thankfully not severe, moving into town. Some moderate rain from Science Hill down to Somerset and Burnside right now, especially just to the west of Highway 27. The worst of it's still back over towards Russell Springs and Jamestown, though. So for anybody watching from Somerset, we are not quite out of the woods just yet, but thankfully, with that rain coming in ahead of the main line, that should help to stabilize the atmosphere a little bit and cut down on the wind risk there. So we'll have to wait and see how this storm interacts with the environment as it moves in. But as of right now, knock on wood, things are going okay. I am going to switch this radar back over. If you all have questions, please post them. I will be happy to answer those. I just saw one come in from Austin Kidrick on YouTube. Thank you, Austin, for watching. Do I think it will rain tomorrow in Pikeville? There is a small chance of some showers, scattered showers, in Pikeville tomorrow after the main line comes through late tonight. E-Train asking when's it going to hit Corbin. Give the main line about another, say, hour or so, Eric, before it moves on through. Cousin Holly saying some lightning in Berea now. Holly, that wind's probably going to pick up here in about 10 minutes or so. That's when the worst of it will move in up your way. Question from Samantha Arnett. Do I think it will weaken some before it hits McGoffin County? Samantha, we'll have to wait and see. I'm really curious how this is going to interact with the environment down here. We did have the sun come back after that first line of storms this afternoon, but we didn't heat up terribly bad. It was very muggy out, but it was not just oppressively hot and humid. So I'm hoping that it won't get too bad. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued from the National Weather Service office in Jackson. That does look like it includes parts of Jackson County and Estill County. I'm going to pull up the official warning text on that right now. Get that retweeted out. Reminder that we do have a tornado watch until 2 a.m. So we do need to be weather aware for at least a couple more hours. I don't think that watch is going to make it all the way until 2 a.m. That warning for 60 mile per hour winds goes until 9:45. It does include the cities of Irvin, Brodhead, and McKee. And once again, that is Estill County, Jackson County, and the northeastern end of Rockcastle County. So this storm's pretty much going to move for Stanford to Berea over towards Irvine and McKee over about the next hour or so. Could see some gusty winds in excess of about 55 to 60 miles per hour. Bessie Hall asking, what is Perry County going to get? Bessie, probably some strong wind and heavy rain here in about 2 or 3 hours. Nancy, Kentucky, over there in Pulaski County, heavy rain, gusty winds. Right now, not severe, thankfully. Seeing the rain picking up a little bit in Corbin. Thanks for that report, Sarah. Let me check through some of these other. Did the air stabilize some after the sun went down? Yes, Luke. So with the sun going down, we'll start to see some of that potential energy drop out as the air cools off. So that should hopefully stabilize the atmosphere some, or at least cut off some of the thunderstorm fuel. Robert Lowe got a little bit of a small thunderstorm and some cool air over by Cold Hill and Keavy in western Laurel County. Thank you for that report, Robert Love. No reports of hail just yet, John. Troy Davidson asking about Knox County. Right now, down in Knox County, let me zoom the radar out just a little bit so we can reposition, let you folks down in the great towns of Corbin, Barberville, or heading down towards Pineville and Bell County. Right now, nothing. Rain should head your way through Knox County over the next half hour or so. The strongest of the rain and wind still about 45 minutes to an hour out for most of Knox County. So right now, the leading edge of this line, the strongest part of it, and the part that is severe, is up near Berea. Berea, that'll be moving in within the next 5 or 10 minutes or so, eventually making its way over towards Irvin and McKee. Somerset, a moderate thunderstorm, not severe, thankfully. London, just some light rain moving into town right now. That rain intensity will pick up. The wind may pick up some, depending on how this line interacts with the environment. But here's the good thing, folks. Here's the thing that really makes me hopeful, at least for London and Somerset. Normally, when we're watching for damaging winds, you'll see nothing on the radar, a little bit of green, and then red. And notice right now, we've got nothing to green, to a wide swath of green and yellows, and just a little bit of red. That usually indicates that we're not seeing as intense wind on the radar. We are seeing some heavy rain, we are seeing some lightning, but thankfully these look more like garden variety spring thunderstorms, not severe thunderstorms. And once again, if you're wondering the reason why we're not seeing that, I think part of it is we've got a lot of thunderstorm action off to our south down in Tennessee and into northern Georgia and northern Alabama. And those thunderstorms that do have tornado warnings down to the west of Knoxville and to the east of Huntsville, that is stealing some of the energy from the thunderstorms in our neck of the woods, which is a great thing. London does not need any more severe weather right now. We definitely need a break. Austin Kendrick on YouTube asking, do you think it will be a nice weather for this week? Well, once we get this storm system on out of here, we do have some cooler weather heading our way. I can tell you that. We're going to be going down into the 70s for highs tomorrow and Thursday, 60s on Friday. Another round of some light showers possible Sunday and Monday, and that's going to knock those temperatures down even more. All right, now here is a new update that just came in. I do see we have a new thunderstorm warning that does include portions of Laurel County. I've been waiting for this. I am not surprised by this. I don't want everyone to panic. I just want to give everybody the details of what's going on. So right now, the northwest corner of Laurel County and the northern part of Pulaski County has just been put under a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, here's the good news on this. The tags on this are showing 60 mile per hour winds, 3/4 inch hail. Now, I know you're saying 60 mile per hour winds, that's not good. No, it's not good, but at least it's not what we saw on Friday. So this warning includes Laurel, Pulaski, Jackson, and Rockcastle. At 8:47, National Weather Service Doppler radar saw a severe thunderstorm over Hogue, or about 10 miles northwest of Somerset, moving east at 40. 60 mile per hour winds possible. Storm will be around Science Hill at 8:55, Bobtown at 9, Valley Oak at 9:05. So this storm looks like it's going to track north of Highway 80, or at least the most intense part of this storm. And I think it's this part right through here from like Eubank to Science Hill that the Weather Service is watching. Once again, this is not a big thunderstorm warning. This is not like what we were seeing on Friday. But with all the debris and all the damage out there, we just want to be on the safe side tonight. We want to go ahead and just, if you're in that warning area, move inside, stay away from windows, and let's just let this thing roll on through. Right now, This is looking like a very low end severe thunderstorm. I don't want to underplay it. Folks do need to take shelter. But I also want to point out right now, hopefully, that the worst of the wind stays in the northern end of Laurel County and not the southern end where we saw all that damage. What we don't want to happen is 60-mile-per-hour winds to go through that debris field where that EF4 tornado tracked through on Friday. That tornado, and I'm going to draw a line roughly where it came through at, and this is not by any means scientific or accurate. I'm kind of having to eyeball it roughly here. Kind of came through right about there. You'll notice that the polygon for the warning is mostly north of that damage path because most of that polygon is north of 192. We want the worst of the wind to stay north of State Highway 192 because that tornado tracked just to the south of 192. The main concern tonight is getting this first line or the second line now through without disturbing the debris fields too much. There's a lot of piled up debris out there from the tornado. Y'all may hear my wife making tea in the background, but she is...
I've told them to pay no attention to the person in the background.
Pay no attention to the wizard behind the curtain. And she is the one that makes this house run. I love her dearly. Thank you, dear.
Yeah.
But we are seeing that wind field right now staying north of the debris field. That is what we want to happen. We do not want 60-mile-per-hour winds to go slamming into that debris field. I also want to give kudos to the local government, both city, county, the state officials that said, let's go ahead and evacuate the debris field. Because if we do get wind in there tonight, those pieces of debris, those piles of debris could turn into projectiles. We don't want to chance it. So I know they got in there, got as many folks out as they could. We got storm shelters up. Hopefully, fingers crossed, knocking on wood, praying to the good Lord above, we get through this without too many more issues. Right now, I'm feeling okay. The worst of it is tracking on the north side of Laurel County. Let's give this about another hour or two, see where we can get through it. For everybody just joining, you may wonder who I am. My name's Meteorologist Shane Smith. I'm a meteorologist here in London, Kentucky. A lot of folks been talking about London lately in the world of weather because of everything that happened last Friday with an EF4, now confirmed EF4 tornado that rolled through, and unfortunately 20 people lost their lives, and there still may be more. I think there's still some search and rescue still ongoing, but the good news is, at least for right now, the storms are not as severe as what we saw last Friday. But we don't need any strong wind to roll through here because we have got a huge 55-mile damage track with just debris down from where this very violent, very large tornado, in fact, one of the most violent tornadoes in southern Kentucky in the last 50 years, and in fact, the most powerful tornado to ever hit Laurel County. This is the first EF4 or F4 on record in Laurel County. So the good news is, not as bad as Friday. The bad news is, because of all the damage from Friday, we're a little bit more susceptible to anything that rolls through. So we're just monitoring this thunderstorm. Right now, it's just a garden variety severe thunderstorm. You need to get in, stay away from those windows, and just kind of let this thing blow on through. And if you live close to the airport, if you live within about a mile or so of that debris field, you may want to go ahead and get an extra layer in, not be on a room with an outside window just in case anything gets picked up and tossed. Right now, we're not seeing a ton of lightning in this cell, which is a good thing. That means it's not super strong. It is severe, but it's not incredibly strong to severe. We're seeing the heaviest of the wind moving soon into the city of Berea. We do need to watch up near Berea closely. One thing that is catching my eye on the radar is we are seeing the potential of a little bit of rotation starting. What you see on this map is wind. And wind in the green is moving towards the radar. Wind in the red is moving away from the radar. And when you get the greens and the reds next to each other, that can indicate rotation in a thunderstorm. So this area northwest of Berea, this is up in Madison County. This is just between Berea and Richmond. So if you live between Berea and Richmond, y'all want to go ahead and take shelter. Keep an eye on things because this storm is trying to show some signs of rotation. Now, we could see an isolated tornado or two tonight. We do have that tornado watch until 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to downplay that. It is not as favorable as an environment for tornadoes as we saw last Friday. I do think if we see any tornadoes, they're going to be what we call little quick spin-up tornadoes. They're embedded within a line of thunderstorms. Usually these are EF0s, EF1s. They're weaker tornadoes, but still, any tornado can do damage and potentially risk lives. So we want to keep a very close eye on this northern part of this cell in Madison County. In fact, you see the Weather Service in Louisville putting the tornado possible tag on that thunderstorm up in Madison County. That's going to take us up until about 9:45. So the north end of Madison County, north of Berea, be on the lookout. As we go, that thunderstorm warning continues until about 9:45 into portions of McKee, Rock Council, and Estill counties. And we also have the severe thunderstorm warning for northern Pulaski, northern Laurel, and portions of Jackson County, including the city of Mount Vernon. That thunderstorm warning going all the way up until 9:45 local time. So this line of thunderstorms, it is not overly powerful. It's not as bad as what we saw Friday, but there are some gusty winds, some heavy rain, some pockets of intense lightning, and could see a quick spin-up tornado, especially up in the northern part of this line in Berea. I'm going to switch over to old radar scope real quick, show you the view from that, and we can get a sampling of what's going on in that thunderstorm. If you have questions, please share them. I'm happy to answer those. I know some meteorologists get annoyed by what's it going to do in my backyard. I'm not one of them. My job is to answer your weather questions. I will try to figure out what's going to happen in your backyard. That's my promise. That's what I do. That's my job. So, here we go. This is just to the west and northwest of Berea. We are starting to see a little bit of broad rotation. Thankfully, it's not very strong rotation, but we do have some strong wind embedded in that. We're seeing some gusts possibly pushing 70 miles per hour. That is about to move into Berea. So if you folks know somebody in Berea, Holly, my cousin, be on the lookout. If you're in the city of Berea or live between Berea and Richmond, may not be a bad idea. Oh, whoops, just wrong button. Reposition the map by accident. If you live in the city of Berea, may not be a bad idea to go ahead and get into your tornado safe spot. We don't have a warning yet, but we do have the tornado possible tag on this thunderstorm. And that I am seeing pockets of 70 to 75 mile per hour winds that do look like it's going to roll through the north side of Berea. So that is something we are going to watch for. Hopefully, Austin, I don't have to go live tomorrow. I think the weather is going to be a little bit calmer tomorrow, thankfully. Christina Gribben saying, appreciate it very much. Hey, it's my job to answer questions about the weather. That's what I'm here for. That's what I enjoy doing. Once again, we are watching this area of rotation just to the north of Berea. So folks in Laurel County, the good news for us is right now we're okay. There is a little bit of strong wind showing up in this thunderstorm near Science Hill. We can slice into the storm with the velocity tracker. You can see some gusts, especially between Science Hill and Eubank, maybe pushing close to 60 miles per hour. That's why we have that thunderstorm warning down there. No rotation right now, thankfully. Berea has my attention right now. If you live on the north side of Berea or south side of Richmond, you may want to go ahead and be in your safe place, even without a rotation or even without a tornado. This still has the potential of having some really, really gusty wind coming through both Berea and the south end of Richmond, especially from like the Buc-ee's exit south. That is a landmark. Everyone knows, you know where Buc-ee's is on 75. Excuse me for the sip to hydrate and caffeinate. You know. So, once again, we are tracking multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. Most of these are going up until around 9:45. I'm going to run through our active warnings real quick. Just forgive me as I'm looking off screen. So our northern warning between Richmond and Berea, that is a severe thunderstorm warning until 9:45. That is for central Madison County. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning that includes southern Madison County, and also just to the west of that. Oh, my Kentucky geography is failing me right now. What county is that? Oh, hit that warning button. There we go. That is also Lincoln County, and then Garrett County is included in part of that warning. Sorry about that, folks. I have got a bone up on my Central Kentucky geography. It's been a little bit since I've had to cover up there. Now getting back into where I'm used to, Estill, Jackson, and Rockcastle County. Severe thunderstorm warning continues until 9:45. That one will likely get extended. Beatty and Boonville, 10, 15-ish. When it'll probably move into year. Neck of the woods, 10, 15. Just be on the lookout. London, rain starting to pick up. Somerset, we are seeing the rain and the wind picking up, although it looks like the worst of the wind continuing to stay north of Somerset and north of Highway 80. We want it to stay north of 80. We don't want it going south of 192 because that's where the debris field from the tornado is. For everybody watching, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all jumping in here. If you like the content, be sure to hit that follow button on my Facebook page. Hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel. I try to cover on both channels when bad weather's going on. Usually I prefer talking about winter weather, severe weather. Ugh, not fun, and definitely caused a lot of grief and a lot of heartache here in my hometown this past Friday. Okay. Once again, multiple active severe thunderstorm warnings. The strongest of which right now is up in Madison County from Berea up to Richmond. We are seeing a decent amount of lightning on this. Still seeing a bit of rotation on the radar. It looks like the worst of the wind is going to move through on the north side of Berea. So some of the towns and the streets, Middletown, Ferristown, Bobtown, US 25 just north of 956, 1016 from Berea to Bobtown over around Joe Lick Knob campsite, Smith Lane, great name, Herndon Lane. Those are some of the parts that will likely see some really strong wind there into Madison County, and also from Bluegrass Army Depot just to the south over towards Peytontown, Whites, Kingston. You folks likely to see some heavy rain and very gusty wind rolling through your part of Madison County there just south of Richmond near the Buc-ee's exit. Once again, the landmark of all landmarks in Madison County. Dawson asking, do I still teach at CFI? Yes, I do. Still enjoy teaching media arts. Next year, going to be teaching the first half of the day, second half of the day. I'm going to be kind of a roaming technology specialist for the district. Looking forward to that new role. And folks, if you know a Laurel County senior this year, pray for them. Give them a hug. Tell them you love them. They have had the year of all years for their senior year. This is up there with the COVID year for as many disruptions as we've had. It's been a hard year for our students here in Laurel County, so keep them in your thoughts and prayers. School year is now officially over. I don't get to see my seniors again until graduation, so kind of a weird way to end the year, but it is what it is, and kudos to the Laurel County administration for making the hard call and not forcing these kids to take KSA testing with everything going on. So kudos to the admins here in our county, and I don't just say that because I work for them. There's some honestly very good people in this county that want to do good things for kids, and I'm proud to be a part of that team. Okay, so that's the day job. Meteorologist is the night job, and we continue to track thunderstorms tonight, and we continue to watch this line of storms rolling through Berea. That's the strongest part of this line right now. I know folks in London are definitely a bit anxious. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning on the southern part of the line. Okay. This one is going to get my attention. Let me retweet this out because we do have the tornado possible tag on this. Let me scoot the old velocity scope down. New severe thunderstorm warning for southern Pulaski County. This is also going to include Wayne and it looks like part of Whitley County. That goes until 10 o'clock. Just came out about a minute ago. Let's see which one we're on here. Let me switch it back to the traditional radar view and let y'all see this. Okay, so Patricia Fisher asking about a tornado tonight. I'm hoping we are going to not have one, but we're going to take things seriously. Because we do have the severe thunderstorm warning that now includes City of London. It does include Lilly. Does include Corbin. Kitty, Middlesboro's got some strong weather heading that way here in a little bit. We'll talk about that. Whitley County, if you live north of Williamsburg, between Williamsburg and Corbin, we got some strong wind heading your way in the next hour. This new severe thunderstorm warning that just came out at 9:05, National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a severe thunderstorm over Steubenville or Monticello moving east at 40. It is seeing 60 mile per hour wind gusts. It'll be around Kidder at 9:10, Quinton 9:15, Burnside 9:20, Greenwood 9:25. Also included in this storm, Huxley and Bart Camp. Do have a tornado possible tag on this. Now, what tornado possible means is we could see a quick spin up embedded in the line. So we're going to have to watch for little notches in the radar velocity. We want to keep an eye out for pockets of green and red together. Thankfully, right now, none of those. I am going to switch back over to radar scope to get a sampling of the wind speeds inside of this part of the storm. Once again, this is southern Laurel County, and this does include some of where the tornado damage is in this polygon. Seeing some gusts right along the tornado path of about 40 to 50 right now. South of Burnside, seeing some gusts pushing 60. And that, if that holds together, that'll be near Corbin in about 20 minutes or so. So if you live in the city of Corbin, just know you've probably got some 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts heading your way here in a little bit. London, we've got some 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts heading our way, including in the path of where that tornado debris is. So it does look like these storms are picking up in some intensity as they're moving into the Cumberland Valley because of the sunshine we had after the first line of storms. So that is not good news. We do not want to see that. Hopefully we can get this line through here without too many problems. London, the worst is about 30 to 40 minutes away. Berea, you're seeing very strong winds right now. Mount Vernon, you're seeing very strong winds in the next few minutes. It looks like the worst of that cell is going to be a little bit closer to Livingston. I think there's going to be a little bit of a gap there in the wind between Broadhead down to Livingston. So, Katie, I just saw you pop in. Rockcastle's got some strong wind and heavy rain. Marjorie, down on the Tennessee line. We do have a 2 a.m. tornado watch for y'all. The worst of this storm right now looks like it's going to go north of Williamsburg proper, but we'll keep an eye on it. It is picking up a little bit of intensity down along the Tennessee line, down towards Jamestown. Would not be surprised to see Williamsburg go under a severe thunderstorm warning in the next 30 minutes or so. We'll wait and see on that. London and Corbin, we got about 30 minutes or less before the wind really picks up here. I know we're getting some light rain right now. What we're watching for, there's a couple different little features to look for on the radar here. First is this Boeing segment up along Highway 80. That would indicate stronger winds. The other thing to watch for, let me clear off that first one, and I'm going to put this in purple. You'll notice this kind of gap in the reflectivity, that C shape. That can sometimes indicate some rotation. We don't want that. We're going to watch that closely. I'm going to pop up velocity real quick. I'm not seeing any drastic rotations. That is good. But in this kind of setup, you can get some brief spin-up tornadoes when you get little kinks in the line. They're called QLCS, quasi-linear convective systems. And they can, when you get a kink in the line, you can get like a little quick spin-up tornado. So we will watch for the risk of that over the next few hours. I'm going to try to make those thunderstorm warnings stand out just a little bit more. That is a little hard to see. There, those boxes a little thicker now, so hopefully they'll show up better. So anywhere in the yellow polygon, we have a severe thunderstorm warning. Most of these going until 9:45. The one for southern Laurel and southern Pulaski, northern Whitley and McCreary counties, that's going to go until 10 o'clock. Once again, we are tracking a line of severe thunderstorms rolling across central and southern Kentucky. This is not as bad as Friday, thankfully. But with all the damage in London, we're keeping a very close eye on this line as it moves through, because there is the concern some wind gusts could pick up that debris and send it flying, turning it into projectiles. I would not be driving on I-75 between about 9:45 and 10:30. Give it about 45 minutes between the London and Corbin exits to do its thing and clear on out. So if you know folks who are traveling, either northbound or southbound on 75, tell them do not cross between London and Corbin from about 9:45 to 10:15. Let this storm pass, because there's a lot of debris over there in Sunshine Hills, and that could get yeeted over onto the interstate. So just know that debris can get picked up, launched. That can be dangerous. So just keep an eye out for that. And then obviously anywhere east of there that has debris fields, that debris can be picked up and sent. I know it's really bad up on Philpott Road, just north of where I live, McGill Pine Grove Road, down near the airport, especially the communities around the airport. I know Finley Trailer Park, Meadowbridge Lane was hit really hard over there. Down obviously towards Crooked Creek or the Oaks, depending on how long you've been in London. So just know, if you live near that debris field, that's part of why they did the evacuation earlier, is those debris pieces could be turned into projectiles, and we don't want folks in the path of that. That could go through windows and be very serious. Remember, most severe weather and tornado-related fatalities happen due to head trauma. It's usually a piece of debris hitting someone in the head. that causes fatalities in severe thunderstorms or tornadoes. So that is the most common cause of fatalities. So that's why we're very concerned about this severe thunderstorm warning. It's going to go for a little bit longer. If you have questions, please let me know. I will be happy to answer those. Whitley County, you folks got some heavy rain and wind heading your way here in the next 30, 40 minutes or so. Looks like the worst of it's going to come in around Corbin, extend towards Williamsburg. But you folks got some strong stormage heading your way. Still seeing quite a bit of lightning near Berea. This storm not really letting up as it passed east of Berea now. Worst of it right on top of 25, there between Berea and Richmond. That is going to truck east and likely shoot the gap between McKee and Irvin. So folks out around Jinx, Brazil, Drip Rock, Blanton Fats, Alcorn, Alabama, Wagersville, y'all likely got some very strong wind heading your way here in about the next 30 minutes or so. Continuing down the line, the worst of it's now through Mount Vernon and Renfro Valley. It is heading into Jackson County, McKee, and Anvil. You folks need to be on the lookout. Got some heavy rain and gusty winds heading your direction here in the next little bit. Livingston, you got some strong wind heading your way soon. London, we're about 15 to 20 minutes out now. So it's getting here. It does look like the worst of this line is thankfully going to stay north of the debris field, but it's going to be mighty close for comfort, folks. So just say some prayers and keep your head down. Somerset, the worst of it should be out of your neck of the woods in the next 5 minutes or so, but you're going to see some lingering moderate to heavy rain for a bit. We do have a flood watch tonight. Flooding is a possible. Bell County, time frame for hazard. Okay, a lot of new questions just came in. Let me get to these in order as they came in. Danielle Neese from Hazard asking when it's going to hit Hazard. We're talking probably about another hour and a half before it gets to Hazard. Sometime, let's say 11-ish or just before, 10:45 to 11. Bell County, about 45 minutes before it really picks up for y'all, although the worst is staying north of Bell. East Bernstedt, y'all going to get some wind pretty soon, next 5-10 minutes. So just be on the lookout for some strong wind heading through. Seeing a lot of rain from northwest now coming to downtown. Yep, the rain is picking up. It will continue to intensify in London and Corbin over the next 15 to 20 minutes as the worst part of this line moves in. And I'm just continuing to, behind the scenes here, scan this line. Man, that segment up near Berea. That is some potent wind, my friends. Let me switch over to radar scope. Show you this segment between Berea and Sand Gap. See how that forms like a bow and arrow? That is some very strong wind through there. 65 mile per hour, 70 mile per hour, 72 mile per hour in that little pocket just to the east of Berea, and a lot of lightning. That storm is picking up in intensity. So if you live between Sand Gap and Ravenna, be on the lookout. This storm is picking up and is going to continue to push east over the next 30 minutes or so through southern Estill County and the northern part of Jackson County, and eventually over into Lee and Owsley County. Swap this back. And for everybody watching, thanks. If you're just joining us, my name is Meteorologist Shane Smith. I'm a meteorologist out of London, Kentucky. We are tracking severe weather between Richmond and the Tennessee state line, as we do have a line of severe thunderstorms currently working its way along I-75. We are seeing some rain and lightning picking up here in London and just south of London where I'm at. If you all have questions about the storms, please let me know. If you're enjoying the coverage, hit that like or the subscribe button. Really appreciate it. It helps us do this a little bit more often and more frequently. And share it out. Let folks know what we're doing, what we're talking about. I'm always happy to answer your weather questions here in southern and eastern Kentucky. I've been, for those of y'all that don't know me, I worked as the chief meteorologist at WYMT from fall of 2013 to the spring of 2016. Been freelancing for them since then. I freelanced some for my friends up at KYT in Lexington. So I've watched central and southeastern Kentucky weather my entire life, and I love talking about it. I'm a teacher by day, meteorologist the rest of the time, and happy to talk weather with y'all and have this platform to do so. Still seeing some pretty intense lightning just between Richmond and Irvine and between Berea and McKee as this line segment continues to bow out. I'm going to watch east of Mount Vernon. We're getting a little bit of a kink in the line there. That is a little bit concerning. Let me switch that back over to the blue so that's a little bit easier to see. Delete that. Anytime you start to see that line kind of fold back in on itself, you got to watch that for possible rotation and a quick spin-up tornado. So if you live north of Livingston over towards Anvil, you may want to go ahead and just jump on in the old storm-safe location for a few minutes just to let this thing pass on by. No tornado warning on that. Not even seeing really good rotation on that just yet. But that kind of a setup can lead to a quick spin-up tornado, and I don't want anybody to get caught off guard. I do want to pop up the velocity on radar scope real quick because I am seeing it's not good rotation, and it's definitely not as strong as the rotation we saw Friday, but that area right there west of Livingston is a little bit troubling. There could be a quick little spin-up tornado with that kind of a signature. So I'm going to go ahead, and even though there's no tornado warning on that right now, if I was in Livingston or just east of Livingston, I would go ahead and get down into my tornado safe spot anywhere along 490, also east towards Lamero, Cruz, and Mershone, or Mashones, and Symbol. Go ahead and be in your tornado safe spot, as we do have a little bit of a bend in this line, and that could lead to a little bit of a quick spin up. Also, the northern end of Laurel County, north of London, so over towards East Bernstead, up towards Wildcat Off-Road, up near the 49er exit. Be on the lookout. Some strong wind about to move through. You'll notice this part of the line trying to form the old bow and arrow, and that is an indicator of strong wind. So it looks like where with the last storm, it was the south end of London got hit the worst. Right now, the worst of it, and it's nowhere near as bad, but the worst of this storm is on the north side of London now. So for folks going to be traveling for the next little bit along I-75 between London and Mount Vernon, you may want to pause your travel for a little bit. If you know folks traveling, say, hey, pull off, give it a few minutes to pass. There's some really heavy rain, some gusty winds passing on 75 now between London and Mount Vernon. Kind of let that chill on out and move on through. Now, the good news, at least for right now, in southern Laurel County is that storm that did prompt the severe thunderstorm warning for the southern end of the county is not looking quite as intense on the radar, and the velocity data is not looking quite as intense. I'm still seeing some pockets of some 55, 60 mile per hour gust. We still need to watch out for that, but at least we're not seeing that Boeing segment as much in the radar data. So hopefully we can get that storm to weaken on out a little bit. Irvine, you've got strong wind heading your way. Sand Gap, strong wind heading your way right now. So up into, that is up near Madison County, up northern end of Jackson County, up towards Irvine and Estill County. Very strong part of that thunderstorm rolling through there. Happy to keep everybody informed. Eastern Laurel, we are okay for the time being. Give it about 20-30 minutes and we'll get it into Eastern Laurel. Devin McKean asking chances of another tornado hitting London or Corbin. Tonight, very small, but not zero. So we want to get this line on through here. If we can get this line through here without problems, we'll be done. So we just got to get this line through without any issues. LaDonna, happy to help. Ethel, happy to help. Kiwi Corbin, worst of it, Amber, 10-ish minutes. Let me look at the radar real quick. Yeah, 10-15 minutes. That line does look like it's weakening a little bit towards the southern end of the county, which is good news. We do not want it to be strong as it goes through. New severe thunderstorm warning. Just seeing this one. For including the southern end of Whitley County, McCreary County, Knox, Bell County. This goes until 10:15. Does not include Middlesboro yet. 60-mile-per-hour winds. Notice right there along the Tennessee Kentucky border, we're starting to see another one of those little bows form. That is a good indication of some strong wind, maybe south of Williamsburg. And also notice we're getting that little bit of a dip in the line west of Cumberland Falls. So we need to watch that closely. It's also, this is a really hard area to judge because there is such a radar hole there. The radar does tend to overshoot storms a little bit there. So just know, could have some strong wind heading into the city of Williamsburg here in about 15 or 20 minutes. So those warnings starting to come in fast and furious. Thunderstorm warning for Laurel County has been extended in the northern part of the county. That's going to take us up till 10:15. This includes northern Laurel, central Owsley, east central Pulaski, southern Jackson, central Rockcastle, and northwestern Clay County until 10:15. We'll be near Gawley at 9:30, Carico 9:35, Deese at 9:40, Roy Raider at 9:45. Tyner, you are in the path of this storm, so some strong wind, heavy rain, heading into the northern part of Laurel County and eventually the northeast part of Laurel County. So up along 30 as you head up towards Jackson County and along 421 from Manchester up towards McKee and Tyner there. London, the worst of this storm should go north of you. Floyd County still got a couple of hours before it gets out that way. Barberville, right now the worst of it, not looking bad in Barberville right now. Give it about 20-30 minutes. You'll have some heavy rain, some gusty winds. That should blow on through. Just trying to actively scan this line. We're going to switch back over to the velocity mode. London, we got heavy rain coming through here in about 10 to 15 minutes and some gusty winds. Thankfully, no rotation on the line down there right now. Let's keep it that way. All right, so northeast of Sand Gap, we're seeing some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts heading up into southern Estill County. Up into Jackson County, some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts south of Sand Gap, heading towards Rocky Hill Heights. Livingston, some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts on top of you right now. East Bernstead, some 50 to 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts heading your way. London, the worst of the wind looks to be staying to your north. There's also some decent gusts east of Pine Knot, heading towards Cumberland, or heading south of Cumberland Falls, between Williamsburg and Jellicoe right now. So that is a brief look at the velocities and some of the wind speeds we are seeing on the map, on the radar. So once again, we are at 9:30. This is meteorologist Shane Smith. I'm tracking a line of severe thunderstorms stretching from near Richmond, Kentucky, all the way down to the Tennessee border. I'm a Kentucky-based meteorologist. I mainly cover central and southeastern Kentucky. And we are seeing an intense line of severe thunderstorms. It's not the most intense I've ever seen, but given everything that happened on Friday, folks are very weather aware right now, very concerned, and rightfully so, about the weather. Thankfully, the worst of the line is moving north of the debris field and through the path of the tornado that hit last Friday. So that is some good news. Hopefully we can get through this without those debris piles being damaged and causing more damage. Still some strong winds with this line. Heavy rain, intense lightning. There is a flood threat tonight. We do have a flood watch. I believe that goes until early tomorrow morning. Still in effect. That is a lot going on. It has been a busy couple of days here in southern and eastern Kentucky. Yeah, flash flood watch remains in effect through late tonight. Could see a few areas get 2 to 3 inches of rain, and that could be enough to cause flash flooding. Stephanie Smith asking about the Corbin and Whitley County area. Worst of it looks to be going north of Corbin right now. You can zoom the old radar in. There's London, there's Corbin. Yeah, worst of it looks like it's going to do the old 7-10 split between around Corbin. Want to see some north of London, some stronger wind, and some stronger wind from Williamsburg to the south. Still seeing a lot of strong wind gusts from Irvin down to Rocky Hills, up in Estill and Jackson County. That part of the line continues to look the strongest and the healthiest on radar. If you have questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them from folks who are maybe joining us from out of town, helping with the storm cleanup. Thank you guys. We need all the help we can get. God bless you. You've been a godsend. We have several severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's take a moment and recap those, kind of the leading edge of those. Severe thunderstorm warning continuing for Estill, Jackson, and Rockcastle County until 9:45. 60-mile-per-hour winds embedded within that line. Our severe thunderstorm warning continues until 10:15 for northern Laurel, central Owsley, east central Pulaski, southern Jackson, central Rockcastle, northwestern Clay. Although honestly, Pulaski County, give this about another 5-10 minutes and you folks are going to be in the clear. London, the worst is coming in about 5 minutes. So go ahead and hunker down in London. It's not going to be too bad. We're probably going to see some gusts between 40 and 60. Some heavy rain. Not a lot of lightning with this, thankfully. The lightning's up north, so that means the more intense part of the storm is up north. Corbin, 15 minutes. You're going to have some really heavy rain, some brief gusty winds. We do have a severe thunderstorm that does include the city of Corbin for another 25 minutes. That includes Wayne County, southwestern Laurel, southern Pulaski, northeastern McCreary, and northwestern Whitley until 10 o'clock. Some of the paths in that storm, Burnside around 9:20. Well, we're already past that. They need to get an update on that. I know Jackson is super busy tonight. Whoa, that's a big new polygon. We'll go catch that here in a second. Southeastern Wayne, southwestern Bell, southwestern Knox, McCreary, and Whitley County. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning for about another 40 minutes or so until 10:15. Once again, watching the possibility of 60-mile-per-hour winds in that storm. Williamsburg, 20-25 minutes out from you. Huge new severe thunderstorm warning. This is a big one. Powell County, southwestern Morgan County, northern Owsley, Estill, northern Jackson, Menifee, northwestern Breathitt, west central Magoffin, Lee and Wolfe counties until 10:30. You might as well just call this the northern part of the WYMT coverage area, from Jackson to Boonville, north to Frenchburg, over to Stanton. You're right up to West Liberty and just west of Salyersville. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning, as that most intense part of the squall line right now is rolling through Estill County. If you got reports and it's safe to do so, be sure to tag me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at @smithweather, or hit my Meteorologist Shane Smith Facebook page. Leave me a comment or tag me in that, and I will try to share any reports if it is safe to do so. But make sure to stay safe, folks. Don't go out and try to get some storm picks. Let it pass. Get picks if you can do so safely. A pick is not worth your life. Period. End of discussion. Some strong wind being reported down in McCreary County as the storm rolled through. Just saw my good friend Chris Bailey share that on X. We are seeing some lightning, pretty intense lightning between Irvin and Anvil and through McKee. That's where it seems like the strongest part of this thunderstorm is right now. Hannah Roberts, one of my old students. Hey, Hannah, hope you are doing well. Asking, how's things down in Bell County? Well, right now, you okay? Got some heavy rain just to your west over in Williamsburg. Bell County proper, from, say, Pineville to Middlesboro, about 30, 40 minutes out, y'all going to get some heavy rain, some intense lightning, some gusty winds. Kind of your typical severe thunderstorm fodder. Not looking too bad, but could bring down some limbs, some power lines, could cause some shingles to go flying. The strongest part of this line, folks, is still to the south of Irvine, north of Rocky Hill Heights. It's heading towards Willow Shoals and Heidelberg, just west of Beattyville. So that's the part of the line that's really got the most juice right now, as far as the severe weather concerned. London, we're seeing moderate rain move into town right now. East Bernstead got some heavy rain that just blew through there. The worst of it should be high. Bev Bowling says, Bailey says hi. Hi, Bailey. Jamie asking, will the storms weekend as they get into Perry and Knott counties? Potentially, we got to wait and see. As the night goes on, they should weaken some. But we'll have to wait and see. Brian Smith asking about Berea. I'm sure obviously concerned about Holly. The worst is past Berea now. So Berea is in the all clear. That thunderstorm warning they have expires in 6 minutes. But the worst of that is now well east of Berea. So if you were sheltering in Berea, you can come on out. This is over for you folks. For friends in Mount Vernon, Katie, if you're watching, worst of it's past Mount Vernon. McKee, Anvil, you're in the worst of it right now. Anvil, you're in the worst of it. London, it's moving through right now. This is about as bad as it's going to get here in the next 5 minutes. Corbin, you got about 10 minutes till it's in you. Williamsburg, worst for y'all, is still about 10, 15 minutes out. Some gusty winds, some heavy rain, a little bit of lightning. Typical thunderstorm stuff right now, thankfully. Nothing too crazy. I'm doing well. Christy, this is the last batch of storms tonight. Once we get this one on through, we should see things calm down. We may get a rogue thunderstorm or two, but this should be the last of the severe threat tonight. Once this one goes through, should be able to go to bed and not have to worry about any warnings. Mark Scarlett, hey buddy, hope you're doing well. No rotation that I'm seeing on the storm in London right now. I am seeing some wind gusts northeast of town, right on the Jackson-Laurel line, right there along 30. Seeing a few gusts pushing 60. Also seeing a few gusts near East Bernstead, about 55. It looks like the wind in downtown London's going about 45 right now, according to the radar. We're passing the worst of the wind right now in London Corbin. 5-10 minutes, it'll be down your way. If you're down in Kiwi, give it about 5 minutes. The white is just some wind returns. Let me see if I can pop that up. So I was just looking behind the scenes at the velocity data. So this tracks wind speed, so I can put like a little tool down here. I'll show you how fast the wind's going. So we got some Doppler estimated wind gusts south of Anvil right now, about 55 to 60, east of East Burnstead. So this is north of Bush, about 55. City of London, 45 mile per hour gust, probably over there around Bush Elementary. Down in Lily, some 40 mile per hour gusts getting ready to move through here. So thankfully the worst of the wind looks to be avoiding Laurel County. Good news. That's what we want around here. We need a little good news. Once again, if you're just joining us, we're coming up on 9:45. My name is Meteorologist Shane Smith. I'm a meteorologist based out of London, Kentucky, tracking severe weather from right now near Mount Sterling all the way down to the Tennessee state line around Jellicoe, Tennessee. The worst of it definitely seems to be right now up from Anvil through Irvine over towards Stanton. We do have a line of thunderstorms capable of producing 60 to 65 mile per hour winds up there. The southern end of this line looking more like a 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gust potentially in some of the strongest areas. A lot of folks very weather aware right now due to the severe weather we had roll through London and Somerset on Friday. An EF4 tornado confirmed by the National Weather Service. The final report issued today. The storm was over 50 miles long, right under a mile wide at one point. And will go down as the first tornado in history of Laurel County to be rated F4 or EF4. So 170 mile per hour estimated winds, 20 souls lost in that tornado. The deadliest tornado in the history of the National Weather Service office in Jackson's coverage area. So a lot of folks weather aware tonight, and understandably so. I've got a lot of friends and neighbors who've taken damage just up the road from me. So that's why we're watching this storm so closely, is because any of those debris piles that are still out from the path of that tornado could be picked up and could cause new damage as the wind moves through. London, give this another 10-15 minutes and we're done, at least as far as the heavier part of this line. We'll still see some lingering rain for about an hour or so, about another 10 minutes, maybe 15 max. And we'll get this on through here. Corbin, it's right on your doorstep right now. Williamsburg, give this about another 10 minutes. It's going to be in your backyard. I'm scanning the line behind the scenes for any signs of rotation. Am seeing a little bit possible up between Anvil and Tyner, up there in Jackson County. Near Island City. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. There is a little bit of possible rotation there right near Tyner. So folks around Tyner, just know, could have some really gusty winds. Go ahead and move into your storm safe spot from Anvil up 30. We're hearing the wind gust right now in my house 2 miles south of London. Just based on what I'm seeing and hearing. Hang on, I'm going to look out the back door real quick. Oh, that sounds about 30 to 40. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Yes, I can estimate wind speed by how it sounds. You do this long enough, you... Josie asking potential tornadoes in Laurel Knox. Hopefully not. Can't rule it out just yet, but let's give this about 15-20 minutes, Josie, and I think we can say all clear for London and Corbin. but we got to get through about the next 15 to 20 minutes first. High wind and heavy rain up at Cold Hill. Thanks, Jessica, for that report. Hope you and your family are well. And if you see Richard, tell him thank you. I know he has been going hard at it the last couple of days with the fire department out in Kiwi. Logan, give this a little bit before you head off to Anvil. Give this maybe 10, 15 minutes, and you should be good to go. Let it get on through London and then head on up. Whitley County, let me zoom the radar down to y'all. Sorry if I've been giving London just a little bit more attention right now. Whitley County, we've got some heavy rain moving towards the I-75 corridor from Corbin down to Williamsburg down to Jellicoe. 5 to 10 minutes, the worst, will be right on top of I-75. For my friends from the Shiner Church, y'all go ahead and watch out. Not going to be too bad, but some gusts could bring some limbs down, could cause some damage to shingles and siding. Hayden, we still got a bit before that gets there, my friend Pearl Lewis. Still couple minutes out at least, probably about 40 to 50 minutes before it gets to Hayden. Maybe about an hour or so before it gets over to Hazard. We'll have to wait and see. Question from Kayla Fields. Floyd County, we're good right now. We do have potential for storms later this evening. I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to stay with you guys till we get this line on clear. So I know a lot of folks are anxious tonight. Just heard our first thunderclap here south of London. It was definitely in the distance. That rain is coming down in a pretty good clip. I'm going to pull up the Mesonet behind the scenes, look at some of the latest recorded wind gusts. Saw a 27 out of the Jackson County Mesonet site. Let's see, peak wind gusts last hour. Had a 40-mile-per-hour gust at the Pulaski County, the northern Pulaski County Mesonet site up near Science Hill. Had a 30-mile-per-hour wind gust at the McCreary County Mesonet site. Heavy rain in Kiwi right now, and Rita in Kiwi from Rita Martin. Thank you. Trisha Mills asking about Pine Grove. Trisha, some heavy rain and wind. Just lost power again. Okay, thank you for that. I know the power grid up around Pine Grove School Road, up to Philpott Road, McGill, Pine Grove Road. The power grid's going to be very sensitive near where the tornado hit. I am not seeing any rotation on the radar near Corbin. Kayla? Dawson, if you go to the National Climatic Data Center website, ncdc.gov, I believe it is, you can pull up archived radar data. Susie, glad to help out. Brian Turner reporting some heavy rain coming down hard in Cold Hill. We're getting that here just south of London as well. Power flashing here for us on Riverbend Road just south of London. I know that power grid is struggling right now in Laurel County, folks. They are doing their best to keep it running. And hats off to all the linemen that have been working, trying to restore all the utility workers. They have had a hard job And folks, I'll keep going as I can. If we lose power here, I don't have a backup. I'll try to post some updates if I can from my phone. Although, if our power goes out, we're probably going to lose internet, and cellular internet has not been working well here the last couple of days. Veronica Hampton says she just lost power over near Sublimity. I think a lot of folks near the airport just lost power. I think wind is sounding like it's about 30 to 40 miles per hour right now. Checking with the folks over at the Weather Service office in Jackson, seeing if they have any updates. No major updates from them. Keep those reports coming in, folks. They're super helpful. I am checking the I was going to go try to check the ASOS at the airport, then I remembered the ASOS is gone at the London Corbin Airport. Raining hard in Corbin, power flickering here. South of London. Power out over on Paris Car. Yeah, folks, Laurel County, we're probably going to have a lot of power outages just because the grid is not in good shape right now. They've got it held together by duct tape and a prayer right now. And that's no disrespect to our linemen. I know they are working their butts off, and God bless them. They've been doing fantastic work to get everything back up and running. New severe thunderstorm warning continuing for southeastern Laurel, Bell County, Knox County, Whitley, and Clay County until 10:15. That's the one that we've got right now causing the wind here in Corbin and in London. Williamsburg, the worst of it is moving in on top of you right now. Got another 22 minutes on that severe thunderstorm warning. Continuing to watch the severe thunderstorm in Powell, Morgan, Owsley, Estill, Jackson, Menifee, Breathitt, Magoffin, and Lee counties. That goes until 10:30. Worst of that storm right now is between Beattyville and Stanton, and also moving into Booneville as we speak. So, know a lot of folks on edge right now. Lots of Logan Paul saying a lot of sky to ground lightning north of London, strong wind in Bush. Wind picking up in Williamsburg. Austin Kendrick asking, is it raining at my house? Yes, it is. Power out at Levi Jackson. Veronica, thank you for that. Down in Tattersaw near Corbin, a lot of gusty winds, rain, and just lost electricity in Lilly. Patricia Fletcher, thank you for that. Van Zant Road, just lost power. Charles reporting that. Wonder if my mom and dad just lost power, because that is over by them. Power just went out behind Sonic and Corbin. Justin Jones just shared that on YouTube. Yeah, we're seeing a few gusts here in the southern end of the county. Pushing 50 to 60. Let me switch this over to the velocity data real quick. Show you all this. We're seeing some 50 gusts coming right along 75 and down 25 right now. So that is what's causing the power outages in Laurel County right now, folks. The grid is very unstable. No fault of the linemen. They're doing an amazing job trying to restore it, but that tornado did a lot of damage to a lot of lines and has hurt the grid. So it's not going to take much for a lot of transformers to blow and act as a circuit breaker. Seeing some trees down near North Laurel High School. Logan Paw sharing that. Logan, please be careful if you're heading up to Anvil. London, 5 more minutes and we should be done with the worst of it, hopefully. This is moving east at 55, so it's moving at a decent clip. Hearing some thunder here at the house just south of London. I know a lot of folks watching, a lot of folks anxious. I'm not seeing any rotation on the radar, folks, in Laurel County, so this is just strong thunderstorm winds. We're feeling a little bit more than we normal because of the heightened awareness, and plus the power grid is so weak after Friday's tornado. The strongest wind in the state right now looks to be between Beattyville and Boonville, seeing some gusts up there on Doppler radar, close to 65 to 70 miles per hour. That is eventually heading towards Campton and Jackson. Just a very, very strong line of thunderstorms. The strongest part of it's actually the northern part of the line. Just everybody down here in Laurel County is very aware of it because we're just got a heightened awareness. Yeah, a lot of folks awful jumpy. Rain dying down around Colony. Thank you for that report, Megan. Scotty, Trent. Wind and downpour in Montgomery County, the Jeffersonville area. Thunder and lightning. Haven't heard anything from the local news. Not too bad right now, Scotty. Just kind of garden variety thunderstorm up that way. Thunder making me awful jumpy. Josie, I feel that. Bendra, happy to help. Aunt Penny. Yeah, Pineville's going to pick up in intensity here in a little bit. Give that about 20 minutes and the worst is going to be on top of you down in Pineville. Probably also Middlesboro. So you folks in Pineville and Middlesboro, even though you don't have a warning right now, say we're about to get one soon. Probably 10:20, 10:30 on top of y'all. Heavy rain in Woodbine. Pikeville, Austin asking about that on YouTube. Still about an hour and a half, 2 hours out. Happy to help Jill. Williamsburg, it's okay. Woodbine, Williamsburg, I know you all both seeing some heavy rain, some gusty winds right now. I'm keeping an eye on the radar. I'm not seeing any little notches of rotation for you all. Northern into Clay County, just south of Island City, I am seeing a little something that's getting my eye. Let me switch this over real quick. Sexton's Creek, Alger, right there along 577, the northern end of Clay County. We may have, just south of Island City, we may have a little something trying to spin there. And anywhere you see those whites or those really bright greens, that's gusts upwards of 55 to 60, especially on the leading edge. And then that's a little concerning up northeast of Knowlton, near Nada Lambada and Bowen. A little bit of rotation possible there. As far as London goes, hang in there, folks. I know y'all anxious as the thunder roars at my house, but I promise you the worst is passing right now. Corbin, give this 5 minutes. Worst is out of your backyard. London, this should be the worst of it. From everything from here is just rain and lightning and some lower gusts, but the worst has passed now, at least downtown. Eastern end of Laurel County over towards Manchester, still got some nastiness going on. Give that about 15-20 minutes to pass on through. Oh, there's that new thunderstorm warning I was talking about. That's a big old polygon. Oh my goodness. Let's look at all the counties in this. Southwestern Harlan, East Central Laurel, Bell, Knox, Leslie, Owsley, Perry, Knott, Whitley, Breathitt, and Clay County until 10:45. You might as well say the entire 14th and 13th basketball region is under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Goodness, what a polygon. That is a big old thunderstorm warning. Jennifer, good question there. Why is the tornado watch till 2 a.m.? They will likely cancel that before the end of the watch time. That's just to cover any possible development after the main line, but I got a feeling that watch is going to be gone for most of us by midnight. Great question, though. We're all good in East Bernstead, Jeff and Starla. Thank you guys for tuning in. Just had some big gust up in North Corbin. Thank you, Aunt Rita, for sharing that. Always happy to help out Alex and Jennifer. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you to everybody who shared this. Just a meteorologist telling y'all the weather. That's what I'm here for. Campton, y'all got some really gnarly wind heading your way here in the next little bit. Jackson, about 20 minutes out. It's right on top of Boonville and Beattyville and Island City right now, heading over towards Oneida. Buckhorn over up at the lake, about 10-15 minutes. Hyden, 20 minutes for you. Hazard, 30 to 40. Leatherwood, 45 to an hour if you're watching Susie. Or everybody else down in Leatherwood. Shout out to my mother-in-law. She's amazing. Mom and Dad, if y'all are watching in Lily, the worst is past y'all now. Barberville. Got a decent little thunderstorm. Penny down in Pineville. About 15 minutes and the worst of it moves in for y'all. Middlesboro. 20-25 minutes and the worst of it will be on top of you. Williamsburg, give this 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. It'll be on out. Same story down in Jellicoe, Tennessee. Most intense part of this line is definitely there between Stanton and Boonville. Pretty much every part of this line of thunderstorms has a warning on it right now. Austin, not going to be here all night, buddy. But going to be here until we get these warnings out of here. Patricia Fisher saying no electric. Patricia, where are you at again? Becky, it's bad on 229 in London. Can you give me a little bit more description than bad? What all's going on? The rain, the wind, power. What's going on out 229 just east of London? Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you all for watching. If you're just tuning in, it's about 10:05. My name is Meteorologist Shane Smith. I'm based out of London, Kentucky. We've got a line of severe thunderstorms moving through south central and southeastern Kentucky all the way up, going pretty much from Jellicoe, Tennessee, all the way up towards Frenchburg. And this line is just continuing to lift to the east and northeast. West Liberty, Sayersville, Hindman, Hazard, you guys are kind of next in the path of this. Harlan, Middlesboro, Pineville. Strong wind and rain there in Lilly and on 229 there in eastern Laurel County. Some thunder and heavy wind towards the lake. Thanks for sharing that, Stephanie. The good news is, folks, once this red moves out, that's the worst of it for us. We still see some moderate rain, some gusts, and a little bit of lightning for the next hour or two. But once we get the red east of us, that's the worst of it. So, London, the worst is past. Corbin, we're almost there. Barberville and Manchester, it's on top of y'all right now. Boonville, still going for y'all. Clay County, Manchester seeing the worst part of it right now. Seeing some wind gusts of about 50 to 60 miles per hour on the leading edge of this from Oneida back down towards Manchester. Pigeon Roost, Blue Hole, Burning Springs, worst of it's past y'all now. Folks, give me just a second. I'm going to step away and grab a fresh beverage. Not sponsored, but do the do. All right. Boonville. Worst of it's past y'all now. This is quickly rolling up towards Turkey, Shoulder Blade, Pence, Bethany, right along 15 up to Campton, Pine Ridge, Trent, Slade, Frenchburg, all the way down through Clay County, Oneida, down to Manchester, down to Barberville, Girdler. You're seeing some heavy rain right now. Barberville, you got a pretty good storm right on top of you. Pineville, it's about 5-10 minutes out. Middlesboro, about 15-20. Williamsburg, we're almost done. It is drastically calming down south of London. We're almost out of the polygon in London. I am very, very happy about that. Don't think it'll rain all night in Pikeville, Austin. It'll rain probably a couple hours. Martin County, strong storm heading your way here in about an hour to an hour and a half, Robbie. Happy to be staying up with you guys and covering this. Thank you all for all the support. Campton, pretty good storm on top of you right now, going down 15 towards Van Cleve. Jackson, I've drove that road many a time. Got some heavy rain and gusty winds heading your way. Heading back over into Wolfe County, it's starting to move into your neck of the woods, Morgan County. Be on the lookout. Menifee County, Frenchburg, that worst of that is moving in. Buckhorn, you're starting to see some heavy rain starting to pick up. Hyden, give this about 15 minutes, it'll be your way. It's coming right down the Hal Rogers. Down your neck of the woods. Still the Daniel Boone to me, dang it. Barville, Artemis. Pretty good little thunderstorm right on top of you. That is heading down towards Pineville. That'll eventually head over towards Harlan. Wallens Creek, Loyal, Cold Iron. Everybody, RJ, everybody in between. Shout out to my family up on Wallens Creek. Love you guys. Hope y'all are doing well. Seeing some heavy rain there in the southern end of Whitley County, extending on over into Bell County, Frakes, over to KJ. That is pushing east. Middlesboro will probably start picking up there in about 15 minutes. Whoa, just had a new lightning strike down here that I could see pretty good south of London. It's just a big old line of thunderstorms pushing east across the mountains. I don't think we're going to see a tornado in Corbin. The worst is past Corbin now. I will say the overall chances of tornadoes are looking pretty low right now. This is definitely looking more like a squall line. I can't rule out a tornado, but I will say the chances are very low. This definitely looks more like a damaging wind, and heavy rain setup to me than a tornado setup. Letting up on East 80. Cardinal Heights and North Corbin just lost power. Thanks for that report. Patty, thunder and lightning near Flatwood Lake. Middlesboro, worst of it's coming in about 15 minutes, Kitty and Sean Duncan. Logan asking, has Tornado Alley shifted east? Yes. Well, I don't even know if I would call it a shift east. I think an expansion east. I don't want to spend too much time on it on this live stream. But yes, Tornado Alley has expanded into the south and into Kentucky. We are seeing more tornadoes, especially down in Alabama and Mississippi. .472 in Laurel County. Don Lease asking about that. Let's see if we can find good old Highway 472. Alright, let me pull that up. Highway 472. Y'all gotta forgive me, I don't have that Ryan Hall set up just yet. Someday. Just kidding. Also, shout out to Ryan. For y'all didn't know, he was my intern. All right, Highway 472 looks like Johnson Road there. We're at along 472. That's a little bit of a long road there, Don. Which part about 472 do you live at? Mill, hope y'all doing well. Just down the road from me. Happy to keep you guys updated. I can tell you, it looks like, at least for most of Highway 472 in Laurel County, Johnson Road there, we have cleared the worst of it. All the way from London up to Crawford and beyond, Foggertown. So I think Highway 472 in London's looking okay right now. Corbin, getting rough, just got back. Oh, hey, Brooke, hope you're doing well. Yeah, worst of it should be through Corbin. Y'all still going to see some moderate rain, some gusty winds, but the worst has passed out of Corbin. 92 West in Williamsburg. Let me get that, and then Kyra, I'll answer your question next. And 92W down into the Berg. Heavy rain all along 92 from 27, pretty much all the way east where it connects with 25. There's all the way through Whitley County and into Bell County. 92 is taking it on the chin right now, especially there south of Wheeler and over towards Ingram. Definitely some heavy rain going on there, so just be on the lookout. That's when Kyra asked about the tornado warned storms down in Tennessee. I know Knoxville is under a tornado warning right now. I do not suspect any of them to sneak up into Kentucky tonight. I think we are dealing mainly with a heavy rain and gusty wind event here. Laurel County is really starting to calm down. This is good news. Thank you, Lord, for that. So we are continuing to push that line off to the east. Laurel County, we are pretty much in the clear now. Most of our warning is cleared out. I think the eastern part of the county still has a small slither of that thunderstorm warning that includes you guys. But honestly, Laurel County, we're in the clear now. Corbin, you're in the clear. The worst of the storm is definitely running from Jellicoe up to Barberville, through Manchester, Oneida, Buckhorn, moving into Jackson right now, over towards Campton, and up towards Frenchburg. And that's where it is right now. Seeing some gusty winds. Although I will say the overall intensity of the line has weakened some. So that is some good news. The winds up on the northern end of the line not looking quite as strong as they were. We are now getting a couple hours past sunset. We are losing a little bit of that punch from the heating of the day. Also, we've got thunderstorms off to our south. Just to kind of give you the big picture of the radar here. I think some of those have been stealing some of the energy away. You see we got multiple tornado warnings down south of Chattanooga. We got the one down in Knoxville right now. Shout out to my friends down at WVLT and WATE covering this right now in Knoxville. And also Mike Witcher for East Tennessee Weather. He does an amazing job. A lot of good weather folks down in Tennessee representing, doing their things. Try to give a little love when I can to my other meteorologist peeps out there. Don't think we're going to lose power in sort of South Corbin if we haven't already. Whitley County, give this just a few more minutes, Stephanie. I'd say another 10, 15, y'all are clear. A little bit of street flooding on the north side of London from Logan Paul up near the Speedway. That is not uncommon. Magoffin County, yes, Samantha, this is heading up your way. Salyersville, no warning for you all right now. We'll have to see if the Weather Service in Jackson continues to extend y'all's that warning for y'all up into to your neck of the woods. I'm going to pull up their feed real quick and see. So yeah, Salyersville, about 15 minutes away. Magoffin County, that's going to be moving through y'all. Paintsville, Prestonsburg, probably about 30, 40 minutes from y'all. Hindman, about 30 minutes. Hazard, about 20 minutes. Leatherwood, 25, 30, although that line is weakening a little bit through Clay County as it moves into Leslie County, which is good news. We like weakening. Thank you all to everyone that is watching. Heavy rain up in Morgan County. Thank you, Tasha, for sharing that. Penny, thank you for sharing wind gusts picking up in Pineville. Now, worst of it's just now moving into Pineville, Penny. Give that about 20 minutes and it'll blow through. Some 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts possible there in Pineville here in the next little bit. Middlesboro, same story heading your way here in about 15 minutes. You'll get about 20 minutes of a good thunderstorm. The storm is right on top of the Weather Service office at Jackson right now. West Liberty moving in for y'all. No warning yet. We'll see if National Weather Service office in Jackson chooses to extend these warnings to the east or not, or let them expire. We've got the polygon of all polygons here. For Harlan, Laurel, Bell, Knox, Leslie, Owsley, Perry, Knott, Whitley, Breathitt, and Clay County. Going for another 25 minutes to 10:45. Another 10 minutes on this one here. For Powell, Morgan, Northern Owsley, Northeast Estill, Menifee, Breathitt, West Central Magoffin, Lee, and Wolfe counties. These polygons ate their Wheaties this morning, friends. Some big old thunderstorm warnings. Although I don't blame Jackson for just doing big polygons to cover the entire line segments. It's a lot easier than doing blanket warnings for each county. But yes, we are seeing some weakening. That is some good news. Folks in London, besides the heavy rain, we're clear. And even the rain is tapering off, so that's good news. Corbin, same story for y'all. Williamsburg, almost done there. Middlesboro, we got a little longer to go. Pineville, we got a little longer to go. Jackson, it's right on top of y'all right now. West Liberty, Sayersville, it's about to move in. Moorhead, not severe for y'all, just garden variety strong thunderstorms. Been going about 2 hours now. Thanks again to everybody that popped on here tonight. Really happy to help you guys out and answer your questions. Come back anytime. I am watching one little area of concern. We're going to zoom in and switch the radar over to velocity mode. I am seeing a little bit of possible rotation going from Knox, northern Bell County into Harlan County. It's kind of out in no man's land out here near Scalf and Eros, right along 718. It is a little bit of a pocket of rotation there. It is a little bit of concern, and also some very gusty wind in RJ right now. That is like out in the east end of Knox County, right on the border between Clay and Bell, moving into Leslie and Harlan. So it's like right there as all those counties come together. That is something we probably want to watch closely. That could turn into a little bit of a spin up. Besides that, I'm not seeing too many other concerning radar signatures. Besides some really, really strong wind right along 205 from Helchawa up to Sellers, Salem. That is heading up to West Liberty. That is right there. If I'm not mistaken, that is either Wolfe County or getting ready to go into Morgan County. So that wind is picking back up. Austin Kendrick over on YouTube asking, do you think we'll see bad weather for Pike County or just rain? I don't think it'll be too bad in Pikeville. I see y'all just did get added to the severe thunderstorm warning. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning just coming out. Martin County, Morgan County, Johnson County, Perry County, Knott County, Floyd County, Breathitt County, Northwestern Pike County, Magoffin County, and Wolfe County until 11:15. Storms moving east at 45, 60-mile-per-hour winds. On top of West Liberty right now. Sayersville at 10:30, Mason at 10:35, Crockett at 10:40. Also includes Paintsville. Whoa, that was a good little lightning strike just here in London. That was about 2 miles away. That was a good one. That'll wake you up. The worst of the wind is past Corbin, Sarah, but we're still going to see a few gusts as this last thunderstorm blows on through. We won't see anything else super strong, but still some decent wind gusts as this storm finishes pushing on through. But the worst is past Corbin now and Williamsburg. Although that lightning strike was close. I will say the line is not looking as organized as it was, which is good. I'm telling you what, though, friends, that, like, if I'm down in South Wallens or Wallens Creek in Harlan County or just west of there in northern Bell County, y'all be on the lookout. This is not looking horrible, but it's not looking great. There's some really gusty wind just east of RJ, and then you got this little pocket of rotation up near Beverly. If I'm there from Beverly to Gardner, right along Highway 66, or up 1815 up near Potato Knob, or near War Branch, or Queendale, or Roark, I'm taking cover right now. Just let this thing pass as it goes to the north and the east. Strong wind there, and then strong wind right on top of Stony Fork. That looks like it's going to go up 221 towards Tackytown, up towards Grass Knob, right down Straight Creek Road, up north of Wallens Creek and Harlan. It's basically going to run right along 229 or 221, parallel to 119. Then really strong wind just east of Jackson, moving into Rousseau, Bays, Mountain Valley. Probably seeing some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts up there. Even stronger than that, Grassy Creek, Panama, West Liberty. That's part of why we got that new huge severe thunderstorm warning. The worst of that looks like it's going to go on the Mountain Parkway from or north of the Mountain Parkway, there along 460 between Syersville and West Liberty. So north of the Mountain Parkway, between West Liberty and Syersville, and really between Bloomington, White Oak, and West Liberty. West Liberty, I'd go ahead and take cover. That's going to be some really strong wind heading just south of town. I don't like the look of that wind. Syersville, you're seeing a pretty good little thunderstorm right there. If you're up in one of those towns, share the stream. Let folks know we're watching these thunderstorms as they roll through eastern Kentucky. I know a lot of folks in London were watching earlier. London, the worst is past. We still got a little spring garden variety thunderstorm going. Madison on Facebook asking anything going on for Barberville right now. We can zoom on down there. Moderate thunderstorm on Barberville. A little bit of lightning around town. The rain's going to pick back up here in a little bit in Barberville. Last for about an hour or so. Pineville, you still got a pretty good little storm on top of you. Middlesboro, the worst still to move in, although not looking terrible. Once again, just watching that area up by RJ and Tackytown, north of Wallens Creek, up near Sailor and Peters Knob. Chestnut Knob and Gross Knob. A lot of knobs up there. Could be getting some pretty strong wind through there. Hyden, you got moderate rain. Hazard, you got moderate rain coming in. Syersville, you got a little decent thunderstorm right on top of you. Prestonsburg, Paintsville, about 15-20 minutes out at least. Could be a little bit longer. Pikeville, we're talking 30-45 minutes. West Liberty, you're seeing the worst of this here in just the next little bit, although I'm very concerned with this little pocket of wind that's getting ready to move towards White Oak and West Liberty. That is some pretty strong embedded winds there. I know people in West Liberty always a little bit more weather conscious after what happened March 2nd. I can't blame you folks at all. We're feeling your pain down here in London today. I promise you that. It's got thunder and hazard. Thank you for the report there. Lightning in the Hendricks area of McGoffin County. Samantha, thank you for that report. Robert Love, folks, when I was building Dollar Store, West Liberty was probably on one of the worst storms I've ever seen. Prayers for everyone. Yeah, that one. Y'all have questions, let me know. Happy to answer those on Facebook and YouTube. We are live streaming now if you're just tuning in. My name is Meteorologist Shane Smith. I'm based out of London, Kentucky, and I'm covering the weather for you tonight. Austin asking about the weather tomorrow. Austin, I'm currently in the middle of kind of rebuilding my system. So I can't show the model data right now. But let me see if I can throw this together real quick. Give me just 1 second. Hang on, folks. Trying to pull up model data. I'm currently in the middle of reconfiguring my system. We got a little bit of a internet upgrade today. A little faster speed. I'm now able to go full HD. So I'm having to rebuild a lot of my graphic products, which is a good problem to have. Not complaining. All right, Austin, let's take you into the future. Let's see real quick. Turn that off. Add this. Yeah, we just had big thunder here in Lilly as well, Haley. There we go. All right, if this doesn't look quite right, I apologize. I had to build this on the fly. But we can see the thunderstorms move out after midnight. We may see one or two little isolated cells overnight. Shouldn't be anything big or severe with those. And then we are mostly dry on a northwest wind Wednesday, so it's going to feel a little bit cooler. Small chance of a scattered shower during the evening. Little system passes by to our south on Thursday. Another little northwest flow could spark off some showers on Thursday. I'm going to be a little bit cooler on Thursday. So, hope, Austin, that answers your question. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning to talk about. Let me pop it back over to the radar. New severe thunderstorm warning. This one's going to go for Harlan County, Bell County, Leslie, Letcher, and Perry County till 1:15. 60-mile-per-hour winds, penny-sized hail. It's going to be near Harlan right now. Napier at 10:40, Everett's at 10:45, and Colts at 10:50. And we still continue our severe thunderstorm warning. The monster polygon. Martin, Morgan, Johnson, Perry, Knott, Floyd, Breathitt, Pike, McGoffin, and Wolfe counties until 1:15. Strong winds right there along 460 from West Liberty down to Sayersville. Sayersville, give this about 5 to 10 minutes. You're probably going to have a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust come through. Prestonsburg, 20 to 25 minutes for y'all. Paintsville, probably about 20 to 25 minutes for y'all. And then still not loving this little bit of rotation, but it's definitely not as tight as it was near Loyal and Harlan. Probably having some pretty strong wind moving into Harlan right now. London and Corbin to some garden variety thunderstorms. We're about done. Barberville, same story for you. Heavy rain in Pineville. Give that a few more minutes, and that should start to taper down a little bit. Middlesboro, the worst you're seeing right now, right on top of you. That's going to last for about another 15, 20 minutes. And thankfully, we have got it passed through London. Now, we had a lot of extra power outages pop up in London. Let's see where the power outage map is right now. We're gonna give me 1 second. I'm having to build a new power outage map. Okay, current power outages across the state. Uh, 2,300 customers out in Laurel County, 1,100 out in McCreary County, 256 in Owsley, 258 at Lee, almost 1,200 Estill County, 400 in Jackson County, 260 over in Rockcastle. So it seems like McCreary, Laurel, Estill, Owsley, and Leslie. Speaking of power outages, it's struggling here. Lord, leave the lights on, please. Please and thank you. Strong wind and heavy rain in Helton from Kayla Crouch. Thank you for that report. Matthew Bradford checking in on YouTube. Thank you. Oh. My notifications are not working right now. In Perry County? Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah, they're good. Uh-oh. I think Eli's up. I think that little rumble of thunder just woke my boy up. So once again, we are continuing to track those thunderstorms as they move across eastern Kentucky. Sorry, folks, I'm resetting just a few things behind the scenes here now. If you are just now joining us, this is Meteorologist Shane Smith. We are dealing with some strong thunderstorms moving across eastern Kentucky. Oh, thank you, Ethel. We're We love our little Eli to death. He's an awesome little spud. I'll have to build that later. So once again, yeah, heavy rain, gusty winds, some intense lightning. But thankfully, not seeing a ton of reports of damage. If y'all are hearing anything on Facebook, let me know. We are watching some pretty strong wind gusts, especially up near Sayersville. I want to zoom in on that part of the line real quick. Or just east of Sayersville. It's moving into Paintsville and Prestonsburg right now. Heavy gusty winds, especially from Sayersville down through Tip Top, down to Elm Rock. So the strongest part of the wind in this part of the storm is kind of right through here. So Prestonsburg, Paintsville, you are not seeing the worst of the wind yet, even though the rain is starting to pick up there. Let's also go check this area back near Harlan out. No, we were seeing some rotation. Still some broad rotation on top of Harlan. I'd say they're probably seeing some pretty wicked wind in town right now and just east up along 119 from Baxter to Ross Point and Putney. I drive that road often on the way to church on Cumberland. Some reports of lightning and slimp from Debbie. Thank you, Deb. Is he okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the good news, folks, give us about another hour and we're going to have this out of here. So we are quickly moving it on out. London, the rain should even be wrapping up here in about 15-20 minutes. Corbin, same story for you. Happy to help you guys out through this. I will probably stay with this as long as we've got a warning and a little bit of viewership, just to get y'all through it. We'll at least go through 11:30 and reevaluate them. Once again, if you're just joining us, it is 10:45. I am meteorologist Shane Smith. We're tracking a line of severe thunderstorms across eastern Kentucky. Thankfully, the worst of it now through London. Two areas of interest, some pretty gusty winds up between Sayersville heading towards Paintsville and Prestonsburg, and also this part of the line down near Harlan. Really picking up in intensity here in the last little bit. The reflectivity is showing some weird stuff going on with the wind down in Harlan. Just little kinks in the line, which you also have the mountains down there, so that can kind of mess with things. But we're going to have to watch out for that. We may get a little spin up near Everett's here in the next little bit. Middlesboro, worst almost past y'all. McKee, the worst is past there, Ava. Let me pull up the radar for McKee. We are out of the warning. The rain will actually be ending in probably the next 10 to 15 minutes there in McKee, Ava. So, 2 active warnings left for eastern Kentucky. This one, the northern warning, got 30 minutes. For Martin, Morgan, Johnson, Perry, Knott, Floyd, Breathitt, Pike, Magoffin, and Wolfe counties, that one goes until 11:15, excuse me. Harlan, Bell, Leslie, Letcher, Perry until 11:15. down near Slimp and Cornetsville. Probably going to start picking up here in a little bit. So my Leatherwood folks, my Southern Perry County folks, just be on the lookout. This is probably going to pick up in intensity here in about 10 or 15 minutes.
If they see anyone making tea, our house is haunted.
What?
If they see anyone making tea, our house is haunted.
If you see anyone making our tea, house is haunted, proton packs in the garage. So once again, we've got two areas of interest right now. Some very strong wind south of Salyersville, right through Royalton, Swampton, Waldo. And just as I say that, it looks like they adjusted that warning just a little bit. Well, that's the latest scan coming in. There we go. Then also a second area of interest just north of Efforts near Putney, as the wind is rolling really strong up 119. So folks, just be on the lookout at Harlan County, Southern Perry County. Could have some strong wind heading your way. Also southern end of Leslie County, so pretty much anywhere from like Cutchin and Cutchin, thank you dear, and Wooten, back over towards Blackie, Leatherwood. Crystal Lynn chiming in from Harlan on Facebook saying that wind is something else up there. Yeah, that's it ain't messing around, that's for sure. And it's also not messing around up near Paintsville and Prestonsburg. My Big Sandy folks, let me know how things are going. If you know folks in the Big Sandy, let them know it's about to blow pretty hard from Pikeville up to Prestonsburg and Paintsville, right along the Country Music Highway. I might fire up the old velocity mode here again. Just dissect this wind on these two storms. Let me fire that back up. There we go. Get in here, do a little analysis. Seeing some 50 mile per hour gusts through there. 50 to 60. And I am really getting concerned about that area north of Everett, right along 119. It's doing its best to try to rotate. That's not what we want. And that should fall right along 119 north to Cumberland. So all my folks over in Cumberland, be on the lookout. The good news is we're almost done with the warnings. I think by 11:30 most of this is going to be out of eastern Kentucky. So we're almost done. London and Corbin, you're in the clear. Middlesboro, the worst is past. Still got some moderate to heavy rain for the next little bit. Same story in Pineville. Jackson, you've got about an hour or so of rain left. Moorhead, you got about an hour of rain left. Grayson, some heavy rain up there now. Nothing severe. That'll pass on through. So we're continuing to track that storm as it moves eastward, and I'm going to stay with it till we get these active warnings cleared on out. I'll go back over to radar scope and Watch that cell north of Everett's. Two areas I'm watching, really on the either side of Everett's, that could try to rotate. And then we just got flat, strong wind moving into Prestonsburg and Paintsville. Some gusts upwards of 55 to 60 miles per hour. But the good news is it does look like the overall storms are not as intense as they were earlier. And I've got a sneaking suspicion parts of that tornado watch will start coming down. In fact, Laurel County, we are now clear from that tornado watch. They just trimmed it back. Looks like they dropped out Laurel, Clay, Lee and Owsley out of that, Whitley and Knox and McCreary out of that. So they're starting to trim up that tornado watch. See who they cut out of that. We'll get that pulled up for you here in just a second. Rain picking up harder in the slump over in the southern end of Perry County. Thank you for that report, Deb. Really raining hard in Hazard. Thank you, Pam, for that. We are getting the watch and warning window reformatted. For those of y'all wondering why I'm having to adjust a lot of stuff on the fly, went through a little bit of a system and internet upgrade today. Got to resize everything for full HD. That meant rebuilding a bunch of my graphics. And I didn't have a ton of time to do that. So I'm having to build on the fly. There we go. Here are the current warnings. Or current watches, excuse me. Current watches. So tornado watch for the counties remaining in red. That includes Breathitt County, Perry County, back over into Knott County, Letcher County, Harlan County, Bell County, and Leslie County. So that tornado watch continues for those counties. We will likely get that cleared out before 2 a.m. But those are the current counties under the tornado watch. Remember, that is a watch. That is not a warning. So London, we are all clear now. That is some good news. Corbin, we are all clear. Berea, we are all clear. Sorry, folks. I'm having to rearrange everything as we go. All right, here we go. So, heaviest of the storm now on top of Nolensburg, moving up towards Tots on 119. That's going to push on into Cumberland. Everett's, you're seeing some heavy rain now. Same story down in Kaywood. Back over towards Pathfork. That will cross the border into Pennington Gap soon. Wise, Virginia, about 30 minutes out for y'all. Pikeville, you got some heavy rain on y'all's doorstep. Betsy Lane, decent little thunderstorm on top of y'all right now. Prestonsburg, the worst of the winds moving in now. Paintsville, moving in for you all as well. But by the time you get up towards Louisa, not looking as bad. Yes, Monica, London, and Lily are clear. Middlesboro, the worst is past y'all. Still got some moderate rain for a little bit. London and Lily are clear. Y'all go to bed. If you're in Laurel County or Knox County, Whitley County, go to bed. Manchester, the worst is past y'all. Possible tornado in Prestonsburg. Don't think so? Question mark. Seeing some strong wind rolling into Prestonsburg right now, for sure. Not seeing any tornadic signatures, but seeing some wind gusts, possible 60 to 65 miles per hour. Moving into Prestonsburg right now, right along US 23 from Paintsville down to Pikeville is going to get really windy here in the next little bit. Expect 60 to 65 mile per hour wind gusts right along the Country Music Highway. They're in Pike, Floyd, and Johnson counties. Ashley, where you at? And I can tell you if you can you're clear to go to bed or not. Yeah, Laurel County is in the clear. So for anybody watching in Laurel County, I love you guys. Good night. Get some rest. We'll pick up the cleanup again tomorrow. Seeing some really strong wind there. Moving into Prestonsburg right now and Paintsville. How are my Johnson County and Floyd County friends doing? You guys okay? Y'all see anything? Let me know. Hit me up on the old Twitter machine or on the Book of Faces. Just checking some things behind the scenes. Once again, thank you for everybody who was able to join us tonight. We're going to keep going for a little bit longer, but thank you guys. Before you head out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell on both Facebook and YouTube. That way, you guys will know when I'll go live. And we just crossed a big threshold this week on my Facebook page. Now over 2,000. Thank you guys. Wind speeds in Knott County. Jamie, looking about 60 to 65 miles per hour. All the way from Knott County up into Floyd, Johnson, and Pike counties. Getting some heavy rain up in Floyd County and Hueysville. Thank you, Rhoda, for that report. Peaburg, almost through. Give that just a little bit longer, then you'll be clear. The good news is that rotation down in Harlan County not looking as impressive. Still some heavy rain, gusty winds heading up from Everett's to Cumberland. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning, or I'm just seeing it. Lawrence County until 11:30. This does include Louisa. So the northern end of the Big Sandy there along US 23. Getting some heavy rain in Floyd County right now. If you guys have weather questions, ask them or got reports, let me know. I'm happy to pass those along. Once again, a large chunk of that tornado watch has been cleared, which is good news. The remaining counties under the tornado watch include Breathitt County, Perry County, Leslie County, Knott County, Letcher County, Harlan, and Bell counties. That goes until 2 a.m., but I got a feeling by midnight the Weather Service will clear most of that out. So we are almost done with the tornado watch. And we're almost done with this storm system, which I say good riddance to bad company. And thank you, God, that it's not been too terribly bad. At least from what I've seen. If y'all have reports, let me know. Just checking a quick scan of Facebook, seeing any damage reports in around London. Not seeing anything new, thankfully, besides some power outages. London, we are in the clear. Let me know what you're seeing up in your neighborhood as we continue to track active severe thunderstorm warnings for a little bit longer through the Big Sandy Valley and the mountains along the Virginia border. Let's first start off with this thunderstorm warning for Harlan County. That continues. Also includes the southern end of Perry County and portions of Letcher County. That's going to go till 11:15, so about 12 more minutes on that. Seeing the worst of that right on top of Leatherwood right now. Blackie moving in right now. That part of the storm still pretty potent. Right along Delphia, across the mountain, heading over to Cumberland. Say it's probably getting ready to get a little bit windy up on the top of Black Mountain. Benham, Lynch, y'all be on the lookout. It's heading your way here in about 10-15 minutes. Whitesburg got some decent rain and wind heading your way here in about 15 minutes or so. It's going there from Blackie over. That was an area especially hard hit during the flooding a few years ago. Still got some decent wind action showing up east of Prestonsburg, from Betsy Lane down to Greffel, up to Wonder Woods, Thomas. DeBoard, Inez. So that little line of thunderstorms is almost out of here. Jackson County, we are in the clear. So thanks for asking that, Megan. And I tell you what, folks, unless I change my mind, I think at 11:15 we're going to go ahead and call it. Because at that point, the worst of it will be wrapping up. And I think this line is going to behave itself. So I think at 11:15 we will go ahead and wrap our coverage for the evening. Yeah, Ethel, I just saw the names of the victims released earlier today, and definitely praying for all their families and all their friends and all the folks that knew them. And I knew at least one person on that list. I've got to take a little closer look at it, but yeah. It's been hard couple of days here in Laurel County and over in Pulaski County. If you missed it earlier, the National Weather Service did confirm an EF4 tornado. That was the final rating they assigned to it for Friday's tornado. 170 mile per hour wind with that storm was over 55 mile long damage path, almost a mile wide at the widest point. The first EF4 in Laurel County history. Just a horrible, horrible storm. And I pray I never see another one like it in my lifetime around here. So we are wrapping this up. Once again, just a quick scan of social media. I'm not seeing any major new damage reports. Of course, we'll have to check in the morning once everything clears up. It's been a long night, but thankfully it hasn't been too terribly bad, although I know a lot of people just lost power in Laurel County. They're sleeping in the dark tonight, no AC. We need a break, and thankfully we're getting at least a bit of one for the next couple of days. Going to be a little bit cooler, though. That's not good, especially for the folks that are looking for shelter right now. I think we just lost the stream there for a second. Looks like we're getting it back. Forgive me if we've got some internet connectivity issues. I know the utility grid took a hit here in Laurel County from that earlier storm. It was already in rough shape, and I think that pushed it past its breaking point in some locations. Just checking for updates. Thank you guys again. If you haven't hit the like button yet, now is a great time to do so right before we wrap everything up this evening. If you're over on YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll be posting more weather content, friends. Feeling a little reinvigorated for the weather after everything that happened. So I definitely want to make sure folks know what's going on. So our last two big warnings each have about 4 minutes left on them. That includes the one for Pike County, up into Johnson and Floyd County. The Lawrence County part of that continues until 11:30. I'm not going to stick around for that one because that storm, honestly, the worst of it's past Louisa. It's moving out of the area. Worst part of the Harlan County storm, that may get extended for maybe another 15 minutes or so, like into Whitesburg. But I don't think it's going to be too bad in Whitesburg. Could get some strong gusty winds through Letcher County as that thing moves across the mountain into Virginia. So Whitesburg, y'all be on the lookout next 10-15 minutes. Some heavy rain, gusty winds, and then y'all should be clear by midnight to go ahead and go to bed if you're staying up watching the storm. Let me know anything you guys would like to see if you're watching this later. Ideas, comments, suggestions. I'm open to anything. And just appreciate everybody that came in. Appreciate everybody that took some time to watch this coverage. It means a lot. So thankfully, we'll take one last look at the velocity data. But it's not looking too bad. Yeah, not seeing any big rotation down in the southern storm. Some pretty strong wind right on top of Coal Run right now. That warning's likely going to be carried forward to the eastern end of Pike County over towards Phelps. Still going to have some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts there. I'd say worst of that should go north of Pikeville proper. Seeing some 40 to 50-mile-per-hour gusts embedded in there, but definitely the little one near Coal Run's the worst of it that's left out there. But besides that, it is behaving itself. Tornado watch would likely be trimmed down here in the next little bit. I'm going to be surprised if this makes it past midnight, friends. Oh, whoops. Wrong button. Wrong button. Looks like we did get a extension on that warning down in Letcher County. They're going to continue that out for the northeastern part of Letcher County, northeastern Harlan County, and south central Pike County until midnight. Not surprised there. Once again, some gusty winds in excess of 50 to 60 miles per hour likely with that storm as it rolls through Whitesburg. So Whitesburg, give this about 20-30 minutes and it should be on clear. Okay, 11:15. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, take care. Stay weather aware. Bye, y'all.